Hey folks, how you guys doing? Jimmy Roberts here, your local real estate professional. And oftentimes I get the question, Jimmy, does landscaping really matter? And my answer is pretty much always the same. It depends. Today I'm going to explain that answer. So let me jump right in. So first and foremost, the reason it depends is because landscaping oftentimes is a good indicator of how the interior of a property looks like. Now, it's not 100%, but let's be honest. When somebody rolls up to your house, they call that thing curb appeal. The way that your home looks is going to greatly influence their expectations when they walk in the front door.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Bye. Nice seeing you.
That's just the way it is, right? Now, we can fight about it, we can argue about it, but ultimately, that is the way people tend to look at real estate and view your home.
I don't want to make a bad impression.
Now, there are some very good examples of very good landscaping, and you can see some of the pictures as we're rotating through here. And there's some very good examples of bad landscaping. Now, what's ironic about this, though, is on its face, that question about does landscaping really matter? The key here, the thing that you always want to do is you always want to make sure at a minimum that your landscaping is as good or as bad as your neighboring properties. It's okay to go above and beyond. Matter of fact, it's preferred to go above and beyond. But at a minimum, you want to look like your neighbors. You want to kind of mimic the neighborhood.
Copy that.
That said, there are some bad landscaping choices. And those would include some of the situations like I saw today. Today, I went and appraised a home. It was a bungalow property in a brick bungalow area. From the street, the house looked just fine. The landscaping was kind of minimal. It was grass and shrubbery, nothing major. Again, this is at the time that I was doing this inspection, this is early spring. So, I'm not expecting a lot of blooming or anything like that. But as I walked up to the house, I couldn't help but notice that the backyard was actually gated off. Not only was it gated off, but it was blocked. The homeowners had placed all manner of things in front of the back gate. And as I got closer, I was assaulted by the barks of about 4 or 5 dogs. Yeah, 4 or 5 dogs. And as I got even closer, I noticed that there's absolutely no grass in the rear yard. Now, this is a traditional residential neighborhood, standard 40 by 100 foot lots, and there is absolutely no grass in the backyard. Now, again, I don't have a thing against dogs. As you can see, Buddy's right there. I'm giving him a walk right now. But a yard should have grass. That it just should. If you don't have grass in your yard, and again, I consider that to be a minimal thing. If you don't have that minimal thing, then you are at a disservice, and that property is just not going to be as appealing as a property with grass.
It's not as green as I want it to be.
I know it seems simple, but that's the way it is. So at a minimum, you need grass. So there you go from a landscaping tip. Now, on the other side, do you need to have multi-tiered landscaping, with retaining walls here and retaining walls over there and all that stuff? Well, no, not necessarily. But again, from a functionality standpoint, if those are the types of things that you need that you feel that you need to make a nice clean surface and to actually carve out a lawn area that you can actually landscape, then yeah, you probably do need that type of stuff. Again, it's really going to depend on your neighborhood and the terrain that you're dealing with. For instance, the situation I was just telling you about is the exact same situation that the gentleman who initiated this question this week asked me. He's living in the country. He's on multiple acres. And around his house anyway, it's basically just cleared out space. His home is on a little bit of a hill, and he plans to tier it out. He's going to have 2 or 3 different tiers of nice flat landscaped land. Will that increase the value? Well, it's definitely going to increase the overall appeal, I'm assuming that he does a good job with the renovation and the landscaping and whatnot. It's definitely going to increase the appeal. But again, the big issue that he's doing, or the big thing that he's gaining by making that transformation, is he's providing a nice flat surface that he can enjoy. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Regardless of whatever change you might make, we're talking about landscaping today. Tomorrow we can be talking about paint color. The next day we can be talking about bathroom renovations. The bottom line is this: if this is your home, the home that you're living in, whatever renovation that you make, you need to be making those renovations so that they're appealing to you. I'm going to repeat that. The renovations that you are making to your home need to be appealing to you first. Once they're appealing to you, then you can worry about other people. In terms of increasing overall value and all that other stuff, to be honest with you, none of that really matters.
Remember to love yourself first.
It really doesn't. It's kind of factored into the sales price or the purchase price of a property, right? You don't get an extra $100,000 because you have a well-maintained lawn. That's not really how it works, right? So I guess maybe that's the answer. Does landscaping directly increase value? Not really, not really. And for those people who are going to argue with that, I'll give you this example. Right now, today, it's 2023. If you were to have a new house built, the builder will not include any landscaping. They may grade the lot for you so that it's nice and smooth and you don't have the humps and bumps, and all the rocks will be taken out. But other than maybe a walkway to your front porch, that's about all they're going to do. And guess what? You're not going to get a discount on the price. That's how I know that landscaping doesn't really add much value at this point in the game. It's appealing. And for sure, your neighbors would hate you if you didn't add landscaping, but it doesn't really add much to value. So there you have it. The question to the age-old question, or the answer to the age-old question: does landscaping really affect value, or does it affect appeal or value at all? The answer is probably not, but you got to do it because you own the house and you want the house to be appealing. So there you have it. This is Jimmy Roberts, your local real estate professional, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.